Om. What? Ask anything?
Guruji, I had a question. If no one has a question, I'll go ahead and ask it. My question is, last week, this question pertains to karma and crime. You had earlier given an example of a person being beaten on the road. So how does one react? So for example, now we have a victim and an offender. So as per the law of karma, both are simply suffering as per their karmic accumulation. So the rest of us, do we simply acknowledge this truth and just move on with our lives without interfering, or what do we do? Thank you.
See, it all depends upon how you react to the situation. I told you that time itself. It depends upon your reaction to a particular situation. It depends upon so many factors. Okay? You may interfere, for all you know. You may like to interfere. So there is no clear-cut solution for that. There is no formula for that as to how you need to react for that. Because if you think that there is a laid down formula, procedure, you will not be able to nail down the procedure because you don't know the circumstances. It is only going to be a supposition. It is not a fact. You are only trying to visualize all kinds of scenario. What is the system, the environment at that particular point of time? It may permit you to interfere, for all you know. Then you, by all means, you do interfere, and you stop the crime being committed. But in a situation when you know that it doesn't allow you to interfere, so there's nothing which you can do about it as such, right? So there is no clear-cut solution as such. You are unnecessarily, it is all psychologically, you're trying to imagine all kinds of possible situations and how one should react and all that. Okay? But you need to know, understand that the way things are in our day-to-day life, the way things are in our physical world, external world, they are not exactly mathematical in nature. They are not mathematical in nature. So everything, it depends on the circumstances and how you resonate with that. So from this point, in the one of the satsang earlier, I was mentioning that it is a world of resonance probably we are living in. As I said, the fundamental state of matter, the fundamental state of matter with which the cosmos is manufactured is out of sound. Out of sound. Or you call it, we are living in a kind of a sonic model. And what we are experiencing with our senses, physical senses, and the physical world which we are experiencing, it is a resonance of the sonic frequencies. It is the sonic frequencies, the sonic model is meshed with the materialistic physical world. They're meshed together. So as a result, we have two parallel worlds all the time. The world of sound, the world of things. The world of sounds, the world of things. They are both are meshed together. You can't separate them out. So therefore, you see, we are living in a kind of a sonic model which is having a resonating effect for us, and we are able to visualize it through our senses. If that be the situation, you can well imagine there's nothing mathematical in nature. Everything is, you can say, like in a kind of, we're living in a sort of, I don't say that it is a uncertainty or in a certain cause of uncertain world, or I don't like to use the word called as a random world or anything for that matter. I'm only trying to explain the way the things are. We are living in a world of resonance, more probably, not mathematically. So therefore, in such a situation, now you only tell me the question you just asked. How can you suppose a situation that so-and-so situation is going to be like that, like this?
Right.
Therefore, how I should be reacting to the situation? Will it ever work like that?
Right. No.
Sometimes it may work.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it may not work.
Hmm.
But in the meantime, you are losing your peace of mind. Thinking about a future
Right.
over which you have no control.
Right.
For example, do you have any control over the past 24 hours which have already lapsed?
No.
It is only now it remained as a memory in your mind.
Right.
You may regret now,
Yes.
thinking that, no, I wish I had done something. I wish I had taken a different decision. You end up only regretting, right?
Yes.
But you have no control.
Yeah.
Similarly, what is going to unfold over the next 24 hours, you have no idea.
Right.
Certain things, okay, you may figure out,
Right.
but you can't figure out exactly.
Right.
So we don't even know what is going to happen next 24 hours. How can you suppose various situations?
Right.
That's the point here.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. Thank you.
Yeah, anything else? If you want, you can ask. See, otherwise, what I would like to convey to you all is most of the problems being faced by yoga practitioners, because I've seen that so much of what do you call lack of clarity which is being exhibited everywhere. The thing to comprehend is it is mostly due to communication gap, a lack of clarity on the big picture, and lack of adequate information on certain things, and sometimes lack of focus in understanding certain things. Now, why do I say this, all this? Because I have noticed on a few occasions, sadhaks coming out with a remark and what do you call, exhibiting their aha moment. Something I've been telling the same thing for the last several years. They couldn't grasp it. And when they finally grasped it, suddenly they're exclaiming, they're making a remark, "Oh, I wish you had told us earlier." Now I tell them that I've been telling the same thing to you all this time. Because you are not able to receive what is being told to you. There is a problem of synchronization between what is said and what is heard. I'll give you a small example, and I'm sure you'll be able to easily figure it out. Let's take an ordinary example in day-to-day life, wherein there is a a husband in a house and a housewife, and the woman is cooking for the husband. And casually, let's say one day the husband has made a small remark on one of the dish. I wish you had put in little bit of more spice, particular spice, added this particular spice to the dish. It would have tasted more. The husband is saying it in all his innocence, trying to improve the culinary skill of the wife. But the wife who is listening to this statement, now she will be listening and receiving that same audio translated in a different frequency now. She will now resonate in a different way. She will retort back, when have you ever loved me? When have you ever liked my dishes? Every time you have to make some stupid comment on my dishes. She will retort back. You see that communication gap, what is happening between these two people. Husband means direct. He doesn't mean any other this thing. But the lady who is listening it, she is listening it and understanding, receiving it in a totally different way. So this is what I call it as the resonance. The resonance is not proper here between the husband and the wife. If the resonance of the wife is matching with the frequency of the husband, she will understand it exactly what the husband wants to say. Right? Same is the situation when it comes to when the guru is trying to tell you something. The disciples are not uh, resonating correctly there. When they are not resonating properly, they are hearing it in a differently now, in a different tone and with a different understanding. Mostly, this is the problem I have noticed. And secondly, lack of clarity. When I say lack of clarity, we all know that if you randomly you pick up any mountain top, the mountain top is only one. It is pinpointed. You can pinpoint the top of a mountain. But however, to climb the mountain, there are so many ways and there are so many routes. I'm not talking about a small isolated hillock. I'm talking about, let's say, a mountain peak like Mount Everest, for example, or some other mountain which is more than 8,000 meters tall from the mean sea level. Now you will have different routes. You have got various options to tackle it. Now, no two routes are going to be same. So similarly, in today's world of this illusion, it's all illusion only. Because whatever you are all experiencing it, you are only experiencing it through your limited senses, those five senses. Your two eyes, two ears, your skin, your tongue, and your nose, whatever you can smell. Is there anything else you can perceive? You tell me. They're just five lights, sensory organs, or five sensors, call them. Without these five sensors, you can't perceive anything outside. And whatever you are perceiving, that information, whatever it is being processed by your mind and this intellect and your egoism, the three things which are processing it now. There are five sensory organs. You are receiving the inputs, and that information is now being colored by your mind. First, emotions are responding. Then, your intellect and egoism are also playing up. So there are three things acting on it: your mind, intellect, and egoism. Whatever you are saying it. So therefore, when you let's say there are two persons standing, now all the five senses for them, they are same. Biologically, they are same. Because these two persons, they have the same eyes, same ears, same skin, same nose, and the same taste they can perceive. Biologically, they have the same sensors. But once that information comes to them, they react completely two different ways. Because that is being processed inside the mind by three agencies here. That is your mind, intellect, and egoism. So therefore, don't you know that it is all about the psychological barriers here, psychological response? Earlier, you were only mentioning about that hypothetical scenario when someone is causing some harm or injury to someone on the street, how we need to respond to that. Now, it will all depend upon the three psychological conditions or the how you are conditioned psychologically. That's it. And here is the catch. It is not only that whatever you are receiving through your five senses, your psychological response is coming. The thing which is being perceived by you is also a reflection of what is already there in the behind. It's a two-way traffic here. Please understand it very clearly. It's not that you are seeing something every day in the world, so therefore you are responding. That is only half the story. That is the later portion of the part of the story, in fact. There is 50% of the story before that. You are experiencing whatever you are experiencing based on the data which is already there in your mind. What we call it as karma. That is the karmic data. So that karmic data is being projected out and it is coming back to you, reflecting back to you. And now your intellect and egoism and mind are taking over now. Now, mostly this is the problem. And people are mixing up with various concepts, various yoga systems, various tantric systems, and about the concept of God, about the concept of Guru Tattva, about the concept of karma. Now we add more spice to that. They have their culture, cultural roots in the form of religion, which they are practicing, their native culture, the customs, the traditions of a society. Now they are all playing up now. They are playing up and they are making the person totally confused. My simple question to you is, there are 8 billion people living on this planet, right? If there are 8 billion people, all of them have the same biological structure. Biologically, their structure is same. Of course, with a little bit of variations in the capabilities. I'm talking about the general structure, biological structure. We all are born with the same neurons. We all are born with the same DNA. Same DNA in the sense, we are all born with the DNA, the genetic coding, humans. So therefore, as a species, we can say that we are earthlings, or rather human beings on a planet Earth. So as the species belonging to the species of, as we call it, Homo sapiens or something, as human beings, the way we see things, the way we hear, the way we smell, the way we taste, and the way we is same. The way we receive, our sensors are same, right? If there is a sugar, a cube of sugar, I'm sure everyone will taste it, will find it to be sweet only. The experience will be same for everyone. When a small candy is tested, sugar candy, it will be sweet for everyone, right? Similarly, when there is a fragrance of, let's say, rosebud or a jasmine flower, the fragrance is going to be experienced in the same way by everyone, right? So, but where the difference is coming up now? Physically, structurally, we are all same, manufactured in the same way.
Karmically, we are different.
Yes.
Right. Guruji, my question here is, why are we not made aware of the karma we have? For example, if the divinity said, okay, this is your karma, this is how it looks, this is how it looks, if it's all made available to us, we'll make conscious decisions. Why is it hidden from us? Thank you.
See, first of all, God has designed the society in a particular manner. It has been in existence all the time, and it will exist all the time. Forget about that situation. The earth won't exist, or the cosmos don't exist. Okay. First of all, we don't even know the situation when it will ever materialize or not. Secondly, the timelines are gigantic. We are aware that in our solar system, scientifically, it is proven that sun has got a limited hydrogen fuel. That means one day the sun is going to exhaust itself, and the solar system, as we are aware, it will come to an end. That's it. Not more than that. Okay? But the timelines involved are gigantic. One is that. Second thing is, because of that, the human being is taking so many lifetimes. So why all this? Just imagine you are doing your internet surfing on your laptop. Don't you clear the cache? Don't you clear your browsing history? Whether it is mobile or internet, don't you do that? Otherwise, the instrument will stop responding properly. Right? So, somewhat in the similar way, if a human being remembers all his past karmas, firstly, it will also happen. Generally, it is said that in the last birth of a person, indeed he is going to remember. This generally it is said that. And secondly, he will not be able to bear the pain. See, let's be frank on this. You're asking this question with the supposition that we all have been saints in our past life, right? What if we were sinners in our past life? What will happen if we have committed horrific sins in our past life? And if we remember those karmic actions, do we want to remember it? Really? Actually, the nature has done a favor on the humanity, on the mankind, by so that they don't remember what they have done. However, the karmic imprint is still there. It hasn't gone. It is not going to go anywhere. So therefore, actually, God has done a favor to mankind. That's why they don't remember what they have done. Because if you start remembering all your previous actions, firstly, you probably may go mad. We may lose our sanity. God knows what all we committed. So that therefore, it is not supposed to work that way. That's why God has chosen to create the mankind or the human species in a certain, as per a certain design, so that the data they will carry forward from birth to birth, and they will keep experiencing it continuously till the time the data is exhausted, right? Because the mechanism is also inbuilt. The moment the data is exhausted, they will realize their own divine nature and they will merge with the divine. That is the basic trick here. That is the basic purpose of human existence. Rest everything, we all pursue our career, we make money, we enjoy. What is there? Are you going to carry all that when you die tomorrow? Because the clothes we wear, we're not going to wear tomorrow. The body is also decaying very fast. So even if you, let's say, happen to accumulate all the wealth on the earth, there's nothing you can do about that. You're not going to carry it. And if you think that you will leave behind to your children, for example, even the children are not yours actually, because you will take a birth in some other family in the next life. Just like we were mentioning earlier, you were asking me the question, why we don't remember our karma? Who knows? You must have been born in a place, in a country like Japan or some African country. You must have acquired a lot of wealth also in your previous life. Now, my question is, what happened to all that wealth? You left it behind there. Your descendants in that African country or the Japan, they must be still alive. Your descendants must be still alive. They must have been enjoying it. But your existence of that time, it was over long ago. Right? So if that be the case, why humanity is running after all this then? You must have been a great singer in your past life. What happened to that fame? You are remembered by a different name that time. But now, you have nothing to do with that fame. You must have been a great politician, great leader in your previous life. You must have done great things. But what it means to you now in this lifetime? Suppose even if you remember it also. Even if you remember it, does it mean anything to you now?
No.
It is just an intellectual kick you get a little bit.
Right.
And then soon you'll get bored.
Yes.
You know that you can't do, you are no longer that leader now.
Right.
You lost that power.
Yes.
So then what for humanity is running after all these materialistic things now?
True.
That's the reason why we all talk about the spirituality, the spiritual journey, or the practice of yoga, so that we realize our divine nature.
Right.
Because that is the primary purpose of human existence.
Yes.
So we need to think like earthlings as a species, that is human species, and compete with aliens.
Right. Right.
Compete with the aliens, maybe living somewhere in the distant galaxies. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Please
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
Guruji. Thank you.
Most of the confusion when people have, let's say, I've been interacting. If anyone else, you can please interrupt me. Be free to interrupt me. Lack of clarity, they hear something about certain yoga systems. They hear something about certain tantric systems. They try to add 2 plus 2. They try to, and they realize that it is not exactly 4 now. Mathematically, if you add 2 and 2, 2 plus 2 will become 4. But when you add certain yoga system and a tantric system and try to mix them, the result will be somewhat different. The resonating effect will be something totally different. And they get confused. So keep the understanding very simple. Okay. Yeah, Mr. David, please go ahead.